What's up, guys? Sanitary here, always promoting clean eating, clean healthy lifestyle. So today's video, I wanted to go over two quick tips on how to reduce and manage your anxiety the natural way without medication. Now, anxiety is a very multifaceted and very complicated diagnosis because there's so many different types of anxiety and the root of the cause of the anxiety. There's just a lot of layers upon layers, and people's backgrounds are all different. So I don't want to get too complicated with this topic, but I do suffer from time to time a little bit of anxiety. So I just wanted to go over two quick tips to help. The first tip would be exercising regularly. Now, me being Health and Fitness channel, I always promote the clean eating, clean healthy lifestyle, and I do recommend weight training, some form of exercise, some cardiovascular, and physically you'll reap the benefits, but in this case you'll also reap the benefits mentally and for your anxiety. Is it going to get rid of your anxiety altogether? If it did, congratulations, but there's a good chance it won't. But what it will do, is it'll help you release endorphins, and these endorphins, these feel-good receptors, will help you naturally feel a little bit better. It's been medically and scientifically proven that when you release these endorphins, you are less, you're more able to tolerate pain. You're less anxious, aka you have less anxiety, and you naturally just feel a little bit better. So any type of exercise, if you suffer from anxiety, will also help, and often will take your mind off whatever you're thinking of. So that can help by a little bit. The last piece of advice, the second piece of advice, if you have anxiety, is to have a routine. Routine is very important, I think, for a lot of people in society, but even more important for people that have anxiety. Why? Because often, not all people, but often one of the causes of anxiety is not feeling like you're in control. I mean, think about it. If you're, no matter what degree of anxiety you have, maybe it's mild, or you have generalized anxiety disorder, or panic disorder, whatever degree of anxiety and type of anxiety you have, most people would agree that when you feel this way, you feel like crap, and you also feel like you're not in control. So try to control the things that you can control, which is routine. So getting a job, getting up for the gym, taking out the trash, all these, running errands, all these things sound mundane and boring, monotonous, but these are things that you need to continue to do despite having the anxiety. And now, I don't want to minimize people's severity of anxiety, because you may be an extreme case, but if you're able to manage this anxiety, if it's at that point where it's not full blown and it's very uncomfortable, but you could still run errands and do what you got to do, then I suggest you do that. And exercise should be part of that routine, because what that does is, like I said, it gives you order, it gives you purpose, and it doesn't reinforce the power of your anxiety. What exactly does that mean? Well, if you have, let's say, generalized anxiety, and because of that anxiety you allow it to take over, and instead of going to work, you decide to stay home, close the door, watch TV, and just kind of sit there all depressed because you're scared to go out because of the anxiety, for instance, you are giving more power to the anxiety. So it's kind of like so by you running errands, you're kind of telling the anxiety, yes, it's present, it's there, but I'm not going to allow it to dictate my day. I'm going to continue to stick to my plan in life. It's going to be hard. You're going to have really bad days. I've had those before. But by staying productive every day, you're giving the anxiety a little bit less power. And initially, the anxiety attacks the the anxiety attacks that come throughout the day while you're running these errands, let's say, your mind's going to be wandering and you might feel like you're going nuts, and you might feel worse. You might be wondering, why did I take Sanitari's advice? But in the long run, slowly but surely, you'll be chipping away at the power of this anxiety. So if this anxiety is like this whole picture, a big mountain of anxiety, and you don't give into it, you're slowly chipping away. Doesn't mean it can't reform, but you can start chipping away at it, and then eventually the part of the brain that controls your anxiety doesn't have as much control anymore, because how could it? You had anxiety, it got so bad, but you were still able to go to work. You were still able to go to the groceries. You were still able to work out. Let's up the ante. You had anxiety in the morning, and you had to do a presentation, and you still did it. That's empowering, is it not? Imagine you have like a scale from 1 to 10, and your anxiety is like a 8 or a 9. You still get up and you still do that presentation, and then you nail it. That part of the anxiety is going to be there, but it's going to say, oh, okay, well, hold on a second. You know what? I can handle it. There's a part in your brain, and I'm not a neurologist, but I've done a lot of research on this. There's a small part of in your brain, or within here somewhere. It's that I call it the inner self, the true self, the person that it can't be, that portion of the brain that it can't be found on any advanced CT scan. That portion that knows what's best for you, and the hope that you can overcome things. Everyone has that in them, believe it or not. It's there somewhere. Some might not tap into it, but it is there. That's where you got to tap into. It's really deep down there, because you allow all the anxiety and all the other factors and other life stressors to take over your body. But that little portion, that truly believes that you can get better before you had this anxiety disorder, that true person, that your true self, the true personhood, it's still there, and that's where you got to tap into. And by having this routine, by exercising, this is a good step in the right direction. That's it. Thanks for watching. Mental health is something that I will be probably talking a little bit more. I'm not sure how much, depending how I feel and how the audience, if the audience likes it or not, how you guys respond to it. But if I can help a few people along the way, that's great. The more open discussion and communication. If you do suffer from anxiety and you're comfortable talking about it, then leave the comments down below, because some of your advice could help others. And if I feel like it's helping a lot of people and people like this video, I will do more videos on this. But I'll still do my cooking videos and all my other good stuff, so I won't neglect my longtime followers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.